Hey, bourbon brothers and sisters. Today, my craft journey takes me to Iowa, and it takes me to the Quint family farm, Cedar Ridge. The Quint family started making bourbon in 2005, released their first bourbon, their first product in 2010, immediately won awards. We want to know, is this any good? What is Cedar Ridge all about? What's it all about? It's out there in Iowa. I don't know if anybody goes to Iowa. I know that you travel over it to get to many places. I also know, or I think it is where the most corn is developed or grown in the country. And I believe that the Quint family really wanted to utilize that corn and make some good whiskey. So let's see what we got here. Everybody says they have the best craft. Everybody says they have the best grain to glass. My great-grandmother used to say she had the best sauce anywhere. She'd can the tomatoes, she'd get the tomatoes, she'd grow the tomatoes. Those old Italians, I know it's Angry Irish Mac, but those old Italians really knew what to do. Speaking of Angry Irish Mac, can you please like and subscribe? Subscribe's more important than a like. Love the likes. Please subscribe. Help me get to over 200. We'd like to grow this thing. Yeah, we're doing some good things, I think, and let's move forward. So as I said, Cedar Ridge, Iowa. Never been to Iowa myself. Founded in 2005, first bottle 2010. It was one of the earliest distilleries since Prohibition, since I think the first licensed distilleries. I mean, I read that, can't tell you it's true, but that's what I read. It's purely a grain to glass operation. Everything is made there in Iowa. They've outgrown the farm. They're making so much. So now all of the corn is sourced from Iowa, except what's grown on the farm, if that makes sense. So a lot of it is estate grown, but they do have to, their operation's getting bigger, they're growing, they needed more corn, which is good for them. They do all of the distilling on site, they age on site, they bottle on site. I mean, I think the only thing they don't do is make their own glass. And my guess is that's going to happen eventually with somebody. Somebody's going to start making their own glass. So they do everything there. So we have to look at that. This is what a real craft looks like. This is not an NDP where you have some guy with a beard, deep voice, smoking a cigar, bringing stuff in, making great product, picking great barrels. I love NDP. They're fantastic. But this is true craft, true farm craft. In the same vein as Oregon Spirit, in the same vein as Whiskey Acres, in the same vein as Frey Ranch, names you probably have heard before. And I think Cedar Ridge is starting to become a name that's out there. I reached out to Cedar Ridge and they actually sent me these two bottles. I did a review with my friends Bourbon Theory, and you should be watching them, with the double oak, and I thought it was absolutely dynamite. One of the best double oaks I've ever had. It was stupendous. So again, this is what real farm craft looks like. And when you see a real farm craft, you're going to go in, you're probably going to see some cows, some animals. So you're going to see some farmers. Just saying. Here in New York, I don't see many farmers. I see a lot of streets. Right now, a lot of snow. But what are you going to say? So we have smaller barrel sizes. At least that's what they started with. They've grown since then. The Iowa climate has wild temperature swings. As those summer hot to the winter cold is insane. Big gaps in Iowa. Big gaps. The age statements on a lot of these are minimum of 4 years. Some of them are 3 to 4 years. So yes, some of it's still on the young side. But as they continue to grow, we're going to see things coming out that's more. I'm looking forward to a lot of these crafts getting that 8 to 10, which we're starting to see here. To my knowledge, I do not believe they have an 8 to 10 yet. If somebody knows, leave a comment. Let me know. I'd be very interested in trying that. Just saying, asking, whatever way you want to look at it. So we go there. We go to Iowa. Is it just marketing? Is being from Iowa just marketing? Is it something to get you in the door that's different? Yeah, let's face it. You market, you're selling Iowa, you're selling the state. It's not Kentucky. It's not Tennessee. It's craft from a different place outside the birthplace of bourbon and whiskey. And we all know that's the Kentucky, even Tennessee area. Let's not kid ourselves. Tennessee whiskey is dynamite. So things they lean on: Iowa corn, local sourcing, and they really go with that Midwest identity. Does it make it better? I don't think so. I think what's in the bottle has to sell itself. All that other stuff adds to the intrigue. Do I want to try it? Does it make it different? But I'll tell you this. If you're marketing Iowa, you're the one in Iowa, you're the best one in Iowa, you're winning these awards, give me something that rivals the Kentucky. Give me something that's right up there. And I don't want a Kentucky copycat. I want a different flavor, and I'll figure it out. I have not had either one of these. So whichever one I try right now will be a fresh crack. As I said, the only one I had was the double oak, and I absolutely loved it. That's why I reached out. So don't buy a bottle based on corn and a zip code. Buy it based on taste. Hopefully I can help you out here. Once again, Iowa, the environment's perfect. The environment really adds to it. It's got a great impact on the flavor. I'm hoping with those wild swings that I'm getting some of that funk that I understand is there. Brutally Honest Bourbon just did a review and he liked it. It wasn't something that he would purchase, but it just goes to show you that everyone's palate is different. Me, I like that craft funk. I think there's something about it that just, I don't know, it just hits me in the right way, and I think that's why I'm drawn to the craft. So don't sell me the character, sell me something different in Kentucky. Here we go. What do we got here? We have the barrel proof and the single malt. I'm going to go with the barrel proof. So why open this barrel proof? We'll get this going and we'll let this sit for, oh, love the way that came off so easy, just so you know. Right there, I'm already a fan of not fighting with getting the paper off to get myself a drink. I shouldn't have to work that hard to get a bottle open and to pour it. Nice pour right there, by the way. I've got my Kings County glass. As I said, I always support the craft. So some of the other bottles they have, and I wrote them down, so I am going to look over to the side. They have bourbon, rye. They have limited releases. They have stuff that are finished. They have sherry. They have port. They have the double oak. They also make single malts. It's right here. This is a 94 proof, but I believe they also have different proofs in the single malts. I know there's a 92, or I'm pretty sure there's a 92. Bottle and bonds. So they have a quite array of different offerings. They even offer wine. I wish they would have sent me a bottle of wine. That would have been fantastic. My wife and I would have loved that. She doesn't drink bourbon. She's against it. She doesn't think it's great. I keep trying to change her, but you know what they say, can't change a woman. I have tried. And believe me, she's trying to change me, but it doesn't take either. So I don't understand. So what do we got here? So again, this is 116 proof, a number 3 char, barrel proof. That's really all about a small batch. Let's give it on the back. It just tells you what the mash bill is. 74% corn, 14% rye, 12% malted barley. There we go. Well, let's get the color first. The color is on the light side. For a 3 to 4 year, I would expect it kind of light. The legs aren't great. It's a little thin. But once again, when I'm looking in that 3 to 4 year range, this is what I'm looking at. So on the nose, now I like this nose. This nose has that youthful corn smell, but it also has that brown sugar maple syrup smell. It's got a hint of fruitiness. For me, it's more in that plum pear range as opposed to the cherry range. It's a light fruit, not a hard fruit, not even a maraschino. Like, I know there's a difference between the dark and the maraschino smells, for me at least. This has more of a grape, pear, in that light stone fruit vein. Legs, as I said, it looks to be thin, but at 4 years old, I'm not expecting them really to stick to the sides. Cheers. No, I like this. This is a profile. It's for me. There's actually some nice cinnamon in there. That was the first thing I tasted. I'm tasting that. It's a ton of brown sugar. Very front and mid palate. If you would have asked me the proof, I don't think I'd say 116. I'd say a dot lower, but it drinks right up there. There's a touch of there is a touch of the craft funk, and it's disguised with that ethanol. It's got almost a smoky characteristic to it, like a fiery smoke, not that typical whiskey scotch smoke that people don't enjoy. It does have a little of that scotchiness to it, and I may be thinking of it because Brutally Honest said it, but it does have that little scotchy taste, which I enjoy. I don't know, this is really good. The flavors are nice. They work together with each other, and I think this bottle is about $39, $40. So the value is here. I believe most of their product line are $39 to $79.99, which are great value buys, because this is something I think that I could drink out in the cold today with a cigar. I could drink in the basement today. I could drink with a flask when I'm golfing. I think this is a nice, easy 116 drink. I know it's silly to say 116 is. The drawback on this one for me, the finish is not great, but I'm not always big on the finish. I'd rather have, and this is me, I'd rather have a nice drink that's more front forward than back forward or back ended. It wouldn't be back forward, it'd be back ended. See, I told you. I'm just trying to figure it out as I'm sitting here. But I do like this. This reminds me of like, if you're a baseball fan, this is not a 5-tool. This is like a 4-tool. There's one thing not right there, and it's not that finish. The finish is a little light. So instead of stealing 50 bases, this is only stealing 20 bases for me. But I would say this is a damn delicious pour. Now, they've been winning awards, but I've said it before, who cares about awards? Nobody cares who won the best costume contest in 1987 at your senior dance for Halloween. Nobody cares. You remember about it then. You're going to remember the crazy costumes. You're going to remember the great tastes. Awards don't sell whiskey. Whiskey sells whiskey. This is a damn good whiskey. So I would say the range, the value, I'd say this is a damn good whiskey. For me, I will get into this, and this will be a separate review. It will be on my TikTok or Instagram, whatever it's going to be, but it will show up. So right now, I would say craft distillers, as far as this goes in Iowa, this is a home run. This is a fantastic product. Look up the history of the company. It's got some nice history. It's family owned, grain to glass, true craft. I enjoy it. If you enjoy that funk, you're going to enjoy it. So Cedar Ridge isn't fake craft. This is real craft, no smoke and mirrors, something you can't make up, something they're working their asses off. I think you should give it a try. Support the craft. Support the good craft. Try all the craft. And if you find somebody who has the same palate as you, listen to what they have to say to give it a try. Everything's worth a try. Now find the people you love. Cedar Ridge, thank you for these 2 samples. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I'm looking forward to the other one. This is a great pour. This is a great pour for me. Definitely worth $39 to $50 every day, all day. Again, find the people you love. Give them a hug. It's not what's in the glass. It's who you're drinking with. And today I'm drinking with you. Again, like and subscribe. Thank you very much.